Kyle, how do you justify being a free speech absolutist? This is a good question. With also wanting to muzzle tobacco and pharmaceutical ads, what is your argument for $15 being a living wage as opposed to another amount? The $15 amount always seemed rather arbitrary to me. So let me answer your second question first. You're right. It is somewhat arbitrary. And I've said on the show a number of times, longtime listeners will know this, that my actual position on the minimum wage is I think you should do a living wage either per voting district or per county. So in other words, you might have a minimum wage that's $26 in New York City, but you might have a minimum wage that's $9.50 in Wyoming. All I care about is that it's a living wage, and that needs to be calculated in places all around the country. And it's going to be very different in different parts of the country. I'm fine with that. I'm okay with that. I like that idea. I want it to be a living wage everywhere. So to answer your question, is the $15 amount arbitrary? Yes, it absolutely is arbitrary, but it is sort of like a stand-in for, you know, what I think the ideal solution is, which is to do it by county or voting district, and it would be variable across the country. So $15 an hour isn't even my ideal, but if you say $15 an hour or keep it as it is, I'm obviously taking $15 an hour. And to answer your question about being a free speech absolutist, I mean, I view ads about tobacco or big pharma ads, I view this as a regulation issue. So I don't view it as a free speech issue. In the same way that a product can't go out there and just lie about the product and then sell it, how that's fraud and that's not allowed. And so there are rules around what you can say when you're pitching a product. That's part and parcel of regulating the marketplace. So I view this as regulating the marketplace. So I don't really view it as a free speech issue. If a tobacco CEO wants to give an interview and say whatever he wants to say about, I think our product is awesome, and I don't even think it gives you cancer, they have the right to do that, and they're not going to be locked up, and that's correct. But ads are a totally different thing. I guess I would say you don't have a right to ad space. You know, can somebody who wants to be a serial killer, advertise themselves as a hitman and put an ad out on the local news channel? No, of course they wouldn't be allowed to. Does that violate free speech? I would argue no.